The night Vance showed up at the cemetery, I was packing my things. The earthquake had trashed my grave. Soil churned up, coffin lid splintered and jutting out of the ground. If I didn't cross over to the other side now, my spirit would shatter, just fade into static. My roommate, Mr. Gray, had already crossed over yesterday in a hurry. I threw my bag over my shoulder. Shadows moved near the tree line. A crowd, black shapes against the gray dust. My vision sucks now. Death does that to you. Everything is grainy. I squinted, couldn't make out a single face. Then they got closer, and a voice hit me like a physical blow. A necklace? Is my name written on it or something? Ice water, drenched from head to toe, my feet glued to the dirt, breath etched in a throat that no longer needed air. No, illusion. I hadn't seen Vance in 3 years. 3 years since he looked at me with pure, unadulterated disappointment. Since he left, I hadn't said a word back then, just followed him to the airport like a mute ghost before I was even dead. Before he boarded, he didn't look back. Rest easy. I'm never coming back. His voice had been razor sharp. And do me a favor, don't ever discuss me again. Stay out of my sight. That was it. The finale. So, this had to be a glitch. I've been hallucinating for 3 years. Seeing him in the shadows, hearing him in the wind. I knew he wouldn't come back. I waited. 1 second. 2. I forced my eyes up. My heart, dead, rotted, non-existent, slammed against my ribs. The sensation was terrifyingly crisp, just like being alive. Twilight. Murky light. But I locked eyes with him. That face. I knew every line, but the gaze was cold, foreign. He stood right in front of me. A cigarette burned between his fingers. And then the glint caught my eye. A diamond band on his ring finger. Even in the dark, it screamed at me. 3 years. He got married. His gaze drifted, landed on my face. Smoke swirled around him, blurring his features, but I felt the weight of his stare, like he was looking right at me, not through me, at me. Chest tight, suffocating, panic spiked. Instinct took over. I slapped my hands over my face, hiding, covered the decay, the ruin. Vance used to say I was beautiful, but I've been dead for 3 years. I wasn't cremated, but 3 years underground takes a toll. No skin, no flesh, just bleached bone. I haven't looked in a mirror for 3 years. I don't need to. I can imagine the horror show. I pressed my phalanges against where my cheeks used to be. Then the realization hit. He can't see me. Vance took another drag, smooth, unbothered. He didn't flinch at my movement. He wasn't looking at me. He was looking through me. My hand dropped. My arm rattled. A lump formed in a throat that shouldn't be able to feel pain. Relief? Agony? It was a toxic cocktail. I couldn't tell them apart. The silence shattered. Patty's voice rose to a shriek. Just a necklace? Are you kidding me? She stepped forward, finger shaking. We did our homework, Mr. Vance. That design? It's your signature piece. You went on record, she spat. You said that blueprint was never sold. You made one for yourself. So don't tell me this has nothing to do with you. Vance's brow furrowed. Impatience radiated off him in waves. That design has been public for years. The market is flooded with knockoffs. He exhaled smoke. The original? I lost it a long time ago. What's your point? Sting. A phantom pain shot through my chest cavity. He gave that necklace to me. The day he left, I threw it in the trash, right in front of him. So he wasn't lying. Not technically. Patty switched tactics. The crocodile tears started flowing. Maybe you didn't put the necklace there, but that woman is connected to you. She pointed a trembling finger at the open grave. She was in my son's resting place. A stranger. It's a desecration. You've ruined my son's afterlife. You've cursed us. I had split the cost with the stranger, Mr. Gray. He paid the bull, so he got the name on the headstone. I was just a silent partner. I never thought an earthquake would expose our arrangement. Vance stared at her through the haze. Cold. Name your price. Patty's eyes lit up. Predator mode. 1 million. Jerry, her husband, tugged at her sleeve. Nervous. She shook him off violently. Shut up. He's loaded. I looked him up. 10 million a year. This is pocket change for him. Officer Tate's expression darkened. Even the cops smelled the hustle now. Vance dropped his cigarette. The leather sole of his shoe ground the embers into the dirt. He let out a low, humorless laugh. He was done. Every second here was a waste of his net worth. He turned to Officer Tate. Unless you have actual evidence connecting me to a crime, don't waste my time again. Officer Tate looked pained. Rookie mistake. He lowered his voice, apologetic. I'm sorry, sir. She was threatening suicide, screaming about your necklace. We had to make the call. Vance didn't waste another breath. He spun on his heel, ready to leave this farce behind. Then a voice erupted from the perimeter. Hysterical. Broken. Let me through. Let me see. That skeleton. I might know who it is. The sound hit me like a high voltage wire. My soul splintered. I knew that voice. Officer Rick sighed, the sound heavy with exhaustion. It's him again. The guy looking for his sister. 2 years running. Every time a body turns up, he's there. No. My mind rejected the image. The man clawing at the yellow police tape. That couldn't be him. Memories flashed, sharp and bright. We used to live under a bridge. We had nothing but Brooks. He washed our scavenged clothes in the river until they were spotless. He buttoned every shirt to the chin. He used to smile, smoothing my hair. Thea, we might be broke, but we have dignity. We keep it classy. Always. But the man at the tape? His pants were shredded at the knees. His shirt hung off his frame, buttoned crookedly with only 2 buttons done, stained with grease and grime. One foot was bare, caked in mud. The other dragged a ruined sneaker. His face was a mask of ill. Officer Tate held the line, blocking him. Brooks craned his neck, straining to see inside, desperate for a glimpse of the grave. But the police had already done their job. My bones were back in the box. The lid was shut. He couldn't see me. Then he heard Patty screeching about the necklace. Brooks snapped. He went manic. That's my sister's. That necklace belongs to Thea. Officer Tate looked confused. Officer Rick just shook his head, lowering his voice. Hospital says he's off his meds. Psychotic episodes. Last month, we found a Jane Doe in the North District, missing a pinky finger. He made a scene, screaming that it was his sister. Later, that body was claimed by someone else. Brooks realized the cops weren't moving. His eyes darted wildly, scanning for a lifeline. Then he saw Vance. Hope. It flared in his eyes, terrifying and raw. Vance saw him. Recognition flickered, followed immediately by a curl of the lip. Pure revulsion. Vance hated me so naturally. He loathed Brooks. He loathed anything that shared my blood. Brooks didn't care. He abandoned all pride. He forgot the promise about dignity. He dropped to his knees in the dirt. He cried crawled toward the tape, choking on his tears, shouting at the man in the suit. Thea didn't betray you. She didn't leave you, Vance. His voice cracked, a jagged sound of despair. She had leukemia. She might be dead. I saw the papers. I found the medical records. Vance stopped. He pulled a fresh cigarette from his silver case. He flicked his lighter. Click. The flame didn't catch. His hand trembled. Just a fraction. A microscopic glitch in his composure. Or maybe it was just the wind picking up. Click. Still no fire. Vance's jaw tightened. The mask of indifference cracked into annoyance. He snapped. He tossed the unlit cigarette and the lighter into the hands of the man standing behind him. Psycho, Vance muttered, his voice low and venomous. Vance walked away. He didn't look back at the chaos. He didn't acknowledge the raw, desperate screaming behind him. He cleared the cemetery gates. Psychos, he muttered again. A curse. A shield. All of them. Behind him, the dam broke. Brooks didn't care about the badges or the warnings. He ducked under the yellow tape. He charged the grave. The cop shouted, lunging for him, but he was too fast. He slammed his hands against the coffin lid and shoved. Wood groaned. The box opened. Nothing but bones inside. No skin. No face. Just the stark, white reality of death. But Brooks froze. His eyes locked onto the hand. Specifically, the pinky finger. The bone was severed. Half missing. The fight went out of him. He collapsed into the dirt like a puppet with cut strings. His eyes went wide with horror. Then blank. Dead. Then came the sound. Not just a cry. It was hoarse, painful, filled with regret and self-blame. Thea, my Thea. He curled forward, forehead pressing into the mud. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I wasn't there. Your brother wasn't there for the end. I had never seen Brooks cry. Not once. Not when we were starving. Not when we were freezing. Pain, sharp and physical, twisted in my chest. I lunged. I threw myself at him. I wanted to pull him up, to wipe the mud from his face, to scream that it wasn't his fault. I'm here. I'm okay. My hands passed through his shoulders, like smoke through a chain link fence. My words dissolved into silence. The police swarmed him. They were worried he'd damage the remains. They hauled him up, dragging him back by his arms. He didn't fight them physically. He just kept wailing my name, over and over, a broken record of grief. Thea, Thea. By the tree lean. Vance stopped. He heard it. He didn't turn around, but his shoulders went rigid. The air around him seemed to drop a few degrees. Darkness settled over his face. He got into the backseat of the waiting sedan. Cliff, the driver, started the engine. I panicked. I needed to stay. I needed to make sure Brooks was okay. I tried to anchor myself to the grave, to the ground, to my brother, but my soul was uncontrollable, trapped at Vance's side. I couldn't understand why. I was dragged backward, trapped in Vance's orbit. Why?